All right, so let us head over to London now, where Ian Lee is standing by. You're following a number of stories as usual for us. What's going on with the coronavirus in the United Kingdom, though? What can you tell us?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. We are still in Tier 4 lockdown here, but as we know, Christmas may have essentially been canceled here in the UK, but at least we're going to see shelves restocked. By plane, train, automobile, or boat, goods once again can move between France and the UK. This decision came after marathon talks between officials on both sides of the channel. Thousands upon thousands of trucks have been stranded. Now, the Army has been deployed to test drivers before they're allowed to cross. The new rule states they must test negative for the coronavirus. The Netherlands and Belgium have also relaxed travel with the same rule. But more than 50 countries still aren't allowing people from the UK in because of that mutant strain of the coronavirus that's 70% more contagious. Next, we are in Iran, where the country was allegedly behind an effort to incite violence in the U.S. They went after the FBI director, a former top cyber expert, and multiple state officials. In total, the FBI says dozens of people were targeted with their personal information posted on a website titled Enemies of the People. What all these folks have in common is they refuted claims of widespread voter fraud promoted by President Trump and his allies. And this isn't the first time that Iran has tried to meddle in the U.S. election. Officials say Tehran's goal in all of this is to divide the country. Next, we are in Hong Kong, where a high-profile pro-democracy activist has been granted bail. Jimmy Lai put up more than $1 million to walk out of jail, but is now under house arrest. The 73-year-old media tycoon is accused of collusion with foreign forces and fraud. He's been one of the most outspoken pro-democracy voices on Twitter, in print, and in interviews with foreign media. Over the past couple of years, Hong Kong has seen a wave of unrest against Beijing's intrusion into the territory, but a new national security law led to a crackdown on pro-democracy voices and all but erased Hong Kong's semi-autonomous status. Finally, we are in Israel, where the country will have its fourth election in 2 years. The government collapsed at midnight after failing to pass a budget for 2021. The new vote is scheduled for late March. Both Prime Minister Netanyahu's Likud party and former coalition partner Blue and White Party are trying to blame each other for the failure. Local opinion polls see Netanyahu's party winning, but he faces a strong challenge from parties on the right. There are several that have an axe to grind with the prime minister, and that could make it difficult for him to form another coalition government. But it isn't clear the parties on the left could do the same. They don't have that much strong support. And Anne-Marie, I spent a number of years reporting out of Jerusalem. Netanyahu is a savvy politician. He's been counted out before, only to pull through in the end. But this time, it really is a matter of freedom for him. Netanyahu faces multiple corruption charges, and if he loses, he could ultimately find himself in prison.
All very good points. I feel for the Israeli people to have to go through another election. I'm sure they're exhausted from this sort of thing now. And then, add the fact that we are going through a pandemic. We know what the pandemic did for our presidential election, how it made things a lot tougher. It's, well, the world will be watching as that all unfolds. Ian Lee, thank you so much.